Hey, this is Full Game Prometheus giving you another game recap. This is going to be Weekend League game, and I want to show you my roster real quick. I've got a bunch of guys that I picked up from the playoff solos, in particular a couple different offensive linemen. Christian Okoye is one of the freeze guys, but the reason I have him in my lineup is because he's got the identifier feature. He's really not the best blocker, but because he's got identifier feature as a card, is actually really good. At my tight end positions, I've got Evan Ingram, and I picked up Jordan Reed. And I actually took Dwight Clark. I picked this guy up really cheap on the auction block, like $25K, and I actually put him on the wide receiver. And I'm really going to start moving forward with Dan Marino at my quarterback, opposed to Alex Smith. Smith is really not that great of a quarterback. He sprays a lot of balls deep, and he doesn't have the arm strength, so I decided to go with just a better player. Now, I do want to point out somebody. A card I actually picked up is this Kevin Benjamin card. All he does is drop balls. He's got supposedly really good catching traffic, but for me, he drops balls. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but Kevin Benjamin has just been a bad card for me. As far as my defense is concerned, I don't really have anything spectacular. I still have pretty much the same secondary I've been running with for a long time. I might make some improvements on the defense, but it's a game for me. It's about getting coins. My blitzing corner, I put John Ross in because he's got that 94 speed, so that's one of the reasons why I've got John Ross in my lineup. He's not the best cover, but 94 speed with a corner, that's elite speed. So unless you got like 95 overall guys, that's going to give you the opportunity. So I'm going to be going against this guy. This is obviously my team. I had Alex Smith, I think, in my lineup, but he actually wasn't starting. And I'm going against really good cards. You can see he's got 95, 94. And he also has his own. So this guy liked to use a lot of levels. And right here, take a look at this play right here. Look at the spin move. He actually outspins 3 tacklers. And I barely get him right on the 1 yard line. Now, this is a huge play. You're going to realize how much of a huge play. But he starts a little flat route, and he's able to go ahead and pick up 68 yards, get it down to the 1 yard line. So I come out of a 43 defense, and he just dukes himself into one of my tacklers, so I get him in a second and goal situation, and he comes out of goal line. So I'm in a 4-4 split. I'm crashing down, and he basically gets sucked up by one of my linebackers, comes free through the gap. So third and goal type of situation, I'm going to stay in the 4-4 split because I want to take away his run option. I went ahead and took my defensive tackle and put him in a QB spy. He makes a couple adjustments here, and then he kind of rolls around a little bit. He throws to the flat, and my guy comes down and takes away the flat. So fourth and goal, on 3 yards out, he comes out of an I-form formation, tries to pitch the ball to the outside, and I actually get a stop after he gets a 68-yard completion and gets it done all the way down to the goal line, and he goes for it in 4 situations. Now, I understand that was a huge play for him, but it was stupid for him to actually not take points in the very series. It's just a bad thing to do. So I recently just broke this down. This is basically a cover 3 sky breeder. Verticals is a very easy play to run. I'm using wide trips out of single back, and I didn't like the alignment, so I just decided to do a little inside run with Fournette. Now, if you guys have watched the Madden Championship with Eric the Problem Right, he actually used this Fournette card that I'm using as his main running back, and I might actually do that. The trick to this particular running back is just making sure you truck and you get broken tackles like this. So I wasn't too confident running with him, but when you see the GOAT using it, you have a little confidence that you can kind of get away with something. So nice little inside run with Fournette to be able to go and get myself a first down and a 3rd and 1. So coming back out of the flex weak formation, and he's using a double-A gap blitz. A high snap right there out of the draw play. Probably would have picked up a little bit more yards if I would have got the ball. Come back to the flex, and this is a flanker drive play. Works very well for me. Do a little auto motion over. He doesn't follow the defender. He doesn't follow the wide receiver. I'm able to go ahead and get it to a 3rd and 1 type situation. So Marino's is clicking for me. Come out of the single back ace, and this is a play that I'm using. It's just trying to establishing just a little scheme. There's a hole right off the left-hand guard, so I'm just going to go ahead, look at a run, fake an audible, and then just take the run in the inside. And as you can see, Fournette is able to go ahead and carry his defender up for a first down. So 1st and 10 type of situation. I go into the bunch flex. and I streak up my tight end. I'm looking over the read over there, and I forced that ball in. There was his defender was in the area. I should have probably went to the flat. That was just a bad progression by me. So 2nd and 10 situation. I'm in the single back deuce flex, I believe. I go ahead and do the motion toss, try to kick it over, but no one picks up this defender. Fournette has tackled for a loss right there. So now I'm back is against the wall. I got a 3rd and long situation. So I come out of the play action shutter play, which is a really good play to go and use against your opponent. Streak up my outside receiver. I got a drag route underneath, so I got a high-low. And I go ahead, identify the mic off the left-hand side to try to give myself a little bit more time. And I forced the ball in. I felt the pressure coming in, and the guy actually got past my running back. So now I'm in a situation where he's running cover 3 sky. So he goes to cover 3 sky 3 times in a row against me. So I come out to verticals because this guy, he's spamming cover 3 sky. I'm going to look for the seam, wait for the chuck, and right there I'm just going to release the ball, possession, catch it, get my first down. It's a 20-yard gain, and to keep the sticks moving. So real critical to actually identify these type of things, these type of plays that actually beats people that spam certain defenses. So nice little inside run. He's trying to take away the stretch play, and look at that. He actually shoots the gap. I'm able to pick up a couple of yards, but it was really good defense by him. To go ahead and get down there. So 2-minute warning right now. Basically, I've been marching the ball against them 2nd and 8, going to Miami, and then jump into the wide receiver end around. So I'm able to go ahead and pick up a couple yards right there. I actually take my running back, McKinnon, from the playoff series and put him in the wide receiver position. So it gives me a better running back, or a better running wide receiver for that. So I go into this play, which is basically the circle route, and I go ahead and just shoot it right up the middle to Ingram to go ahead and get a nice touchdown right there. So I wanted to try to chew off more time off the clock, but you also don't want to take away an opportunity to get a touchdown. So I go into the 43 wide 9. He actually makes a really good read right there, but it's just the ball sails on him with his Dan Marino card. Come back out of the double A gap right here. I put my tight end in a over-the-top coverage, and right here he actually makes a good read. He goes back to levels. This was the play that he ran primarily, and he actually makes a very good read with the coverage. So now I jump into basically, I think it's I jump into the cover 3 version of this, so I can have the guy play the flat. As you can see right there, he comes down, plays the flat perfectly for me, and I get him in a 2nd and 8 situation. Come back with the same defense as before, and he makes, I think, right here he's screwed up. I take away his reads right there, and I get him in a 3rd and 21 situation. So now he's struggling with it. So I come back into the same blitz look, but now I just drop everybody in coverage and force him to make a read. And he actually throws into coverage, but my defender does not intercept the ball, but that's fine. I get the ball off a kickoff. So I go into the power O. 24 seconds left. I try to go ahead. This is a power sweep out of the pistol formation. This is not a formation I broke down, but it's got a play action shutter type play, or play action zone shot type play. So I get him in man coverage right there, and I'm able to go ahead and get into field goal range with 14 seconds left with this particular play. So go back into the single back ace. I'm looking at Miami. I don't like that, so I'm going to go into the run. Then I go back into Miami, and I streak up my tight end. I figured I got him once with it. Let's see if we can get him twice. Ingram actually gets a separation, but does not come down with the ball. So 10 seconds left. I got one more shot to get the ball a little bit closer so I can feel a little bit more comfortable with my field goal. I go back into a run play, which is basically the which is like a trap play right there. Break a couple tackles, get the ball down to 2 seconds, and just settle for the field goal right there. I go up 10-0 going into second half and getting the ball back. So now I'm in autopilot against this guy. I chewed up basically, I would say probably a good 7 minutes of the clock in the first half, and now I have an opportunity to go up on another score. Do the underneath route by the drag route by the wide receiver, come into smash, which is essentially the same type of look, and then I jump into the corner route here with Irving. And I'm going to look high-low with Tomlinson, and I got a backside slant on the backside if he actually covers the area. So look low and go ahead and settle for that. But he tackles me short of the first down, so now I'm in a 3rd and 1 situation. and he comes out and just looks like a 43 defense, but it's a sky defense. This guy's actually comes down. He might be in some kind of a cover 4 or cover 4. I'm not sure about that, but I do the little wide receiver, a flanker drive play, and that actually is a very good play to go ahead and jump into. If you get the blocking, you basically set yourself up. So he goes squinches his line. So I'm going to go back to this pitch play, and I know I've had some people to watch this play and like, oh, and I don't see you guys breaking it, but right here in this type of situation, to get the perfect blocking, he misses me in a tackle, and I'm off. I'm off right here. I'm able to break a big run with Fournette. I come back to the stretch play off to the right hand side, break a couple tackles, get past some defenders, and actually get the ball up, and now I'm up 17-0 with 1:53 left in the game. So the possession type situation, I'm in the driver's seat. So right here, I go ahead and take my cornerback and my safeties and put them in zones, and he goes into a play action type situation, and it makes a really good read, and it was a dot. Look, that was a very good throw right there to actually hit the corner out. Now, because he's doing no huddle, I went ahead and hit him with a man blitz, and this was great about this double A gap scheme, is that you hit him with coverage, you show him the same look, and then all of a sudden you go ahead and then you can hit him with the man, which basically gives an identical look, and it's really going to mess him up. So 3rd and 14 situation to go into the cover 3 look, and he makes a phenomenal read over the middle. That was my guy. I just pulled away with another guy, and he just makes a really good read. So go back to the man blitz right here, and he finds the running back in the flat, and he makes a nice little move against me. Tries to do a spin move against my defenders, but they actually bottle him up right there. So right back, almost got an interception right there, but he actually gets a drop pattern. So I drop my safety back into the my linebacker in the coverages, and my safeties in coverages over the middle, hard flats, just try to cover, just put defenders all over the place, and he makes a dot read right there down to the 1 yard line, and then he tries to hurry up. I go into basically the 4-4 split, and he makes a really good read, but he actually throws a little bit in coverage right there. So I'm going to go ahead and try to defend against the run. I've got basically 4-4 split once again. I got a spy, a defensive tackle spying, and right here he gets rid of the ball. He throws it away. He might have thrown it away right there. So I'm going with a man blitz, and I just mixed up my defense. I should have stayed with the 4-4 split, and he does a nice little inside run with his running back to go ahead and get down by 2 scores. So back on offense, going to single back ace is one of my primary offenses. Going to do the end around with the wide receiver. Good blocking. I get a nice little run right there and a little suction tackle. So I pick up a good 8 yards on that run. And come back to the wide trips out of the single back, identify the mic. I want to go ahead and take away that corner right there. Stretch out. As you can see, I got really good blocking, and I'm able to go and pick up some pretty good yards right now. So I'm just milking the clock against this guy, taking it down as much as possible, but still leaving myself with some options. He's in a double A gap. I try to do an inside run here, and as you can see, this guy just comes right off of my blocker and just smashes me. So it was a good play for him, and it puts him in a good situation. So 2nd and 12 right here. I go back to the halfback base, and I'm able to go ahead and pick up some pretty good yards. It was a fairly good run. I got good yards right there, 6 yards. So 3rd and 6 type of situation. Moving the clock down to a 2-minute warning. I go into halfback angle, and you can see right here, throw the ball right to the wide open running back, but you can see he drops the ball. So that's the Madden equalizer. EA puts that programming in place where you're going to get these type of things that happen to you. Even if you make the right read, the guys are going to drop the ball and give your opponent a chance. And I figured I'm not going to give this guy an opportunity to go and get an easy score against me. I'm going to have him work the clock, burn a couple timeouts. So he was no huddle to me pretty much the majority of the game. I obviously had him frustrated with my clock management, with my game. Right there, he throws in the seam. I actually go into a cover 2 type of a look. Back to the double A gap defense, and I messed up my defense. I selected the wrong one. I didn't like this look. I probably should have got out of it. And he actually, I believe right here, dots me up, hits a guy over the middle, finds a hole in the defense. Go back into the cover 3 sky, play the guy in the middle of the field, and he actually hits the inside receiver. So he was just making very good decisions against this double A gap. So go into the cover 2 version of this, and that was just a bad decision. He actually went ahead and hit that. So I was experimenting on a fly, and that was just something you never really want to do in this type of game. So 57 seconds left. All I really need to do is actually go ahead and get a first down. It's pretty much over. I went with the power sweep out of the pistol formation, out of the Eagles playbook. Don't get any blocking, so second and 14 type of situation. So I think he was running cover 2 previously, so I went ahead and streaked up my tight end. And right here, I go ahead and throw the ball. I get a nice little possession catch by Evan Ingram. He takes a timeout. And right now, it's hasta la vista. I will actually burn the previous play. He burns his final timeout, and there's nothing to stop me from winning. So I actually pick up a win right here against my opponent. It was a fairly good game, and it was all about clock management. So once again, to my subscribers, thank you for your support, guys. I really appreciate it. Until next time.